Hello.
How is everything?
Pretty good.
It do good. It do good.
Good. I'm so sorry it took me a bit to get in. I had
No,
technical
you're fine.
problems. that, yep.
It's,
Okay. So,
yes.
that Bigfoot pizza in the chat looks fantastic.
Yeah, we were talking about the old Bigfoot that Pizza Hut did and stuff.
This was a bit before my time.
Yeah, it was before my time as well. I just know it because my siblings talked about it.
Mm.
Okay. So, when last we left our heroes,
I have no fucking clue.
that's fair. um,
I caught Sarah up a little bit on what happened, but there's going to be a little bit of backtracking because of Kara and Sarah going to
Yeah.
yeah.
um, okay.
Time's about to get super good, folks.
Just a little bit. Um, Thankfully, Vracid is a city where not a lot changes.
Anymore. No.
Um, right. So, we open
Yes.
with Kara having arrived to the garrison, um, being welcomed, finding a quarters in one of the uh, guard towers on the southernmost edge across, not across from, but directly next to the waterfront. Um, and being recruited into errands, essentially, by
Mm.
Ketch.
Yes.
Um, of those, going to Vrasset to attempt to purchase spell scrolls and find resources, of which we know one of those things happens.
Yeah.
hmm hmm Also,
Uh,
my spellbook is currently at a cool 97.
Ooh, you were almost at 100 there, but yeah, no,
Yeah,
you're getting there.
can we break 100 spells?
let's do it.
I'm
The cost
curious
of
as to what your
copying the spells have basically doubled as well because I'm copying into two spellbooks right now just to be safe.
mhm. Curious what the total overall. I'm curious to see what your spell list looks like, just with all of the stuff.
Oh yeah, I can send it to you at some point.
Okay.
Um,
I imagine you need a separate document at this point.
yeah. Basically, I have like my spellbook split into tiers of what spells I know, like everything that I know, and the tier of stuff, some exceptions being specific spells like I, I probably won't need. They will
What?
if they
Is
end up.
Jacob going robot for others as well?
Yes.
Uh-oh. Uh,
Not just robot, just completely gone sometimes.
internet-
Yeah, nope. Oh, he's just straight up gone now.
Oh no. Okay. Uh, on another side of the timeline. Um, okay. So,
Yes.
having heard of some of the stuff from Vrasset in conversations with Zace, I'm sure a little bit. You wanted Zagra wanted to head off there towards and probably shepherd the new recruit in some regard.
I'm
Fair.
back.
Okay, so it takes about a week's journey on horse with two horses, one cart, heading into Vrasset. Weather isn't great. Um,
Oh,
Yeah, this would have been a shorter, even significantly shorter journey if not were storms constantly delaying. Um, there are points where the wagons get stuck in the mud, and where some of the horses get spooked by lightning and different storms in the area and veer off course. And you're kind of having to chart your own course here. It is not a very friendly landscape, to put it mildly. But eventually you do make your way through the boundaries, the barriers, the forest, and then find yourselves at the outset of Vrasset. There are big doors outside of the city that would normally welcome in everybody, but the air, the animals around, everything seems to just kind of be quiet. There doesn't seem to be any sort of enchantments or anything going on, and streets that would normally be filled with people enjoying life, going through the motions of city living, existing on their own and finding purpose amongst their day, are replaced instead by an uncanny silence, as there are no animals or people in the city.
That's never good.
As you are making your way through and looking around, not only are there not people, it looks as though there very much recently were people and then there was a sudden lack of people. There are while you don't see any clothes that have rumpled to the ground or anything, like tea kettles and pots that have been sitting on stoves, plates that were served up with food, all of a sudden just every single person vanished. Go ahead and roll me a perception check, Zagra.
Okay.
Or investigation, your choice of the two.
Let me see which is better. They're equal.
Okay.
That's a 15.
Okay. You notice as Kara calls it out from some of the magical shops that she was visiting, having read the signs in Elven. But also you notice it just kind of generally around. Where once there were magic items and such, there is a fine silver powder that's just kind of been dusted around and brushed around as though just haphazardly through the wind. Likewise, this is sort of all over everything and just kind of become effervescent to the air and the natural properties of the land.
Even the magic items got snapped?
Yes. With a 15 perception, you would also notice that it seems as though there was a large gust of wind coming from... You're entering southwards, so there is a large gust of wind coming from the north. It seems to have kind of blown all of this in its fractal and spiraling outward patterns.
I check out the north.
Okay. As you voyage through around the area, it all seems to be coming from this large elven palace that is at the center of the city. Everything kind of radiates outward from there.
I go inside.
Okay. Same story. There's faint silvery powders everywhere around. And no magic items, or nothing that immediately recognizes to you as this is magic. As you are looking around, go ahead and roll me an investigation check.
Uh, um, 11?
11. Okay. You make your way towards and through some of the different chambers here. There are several alchemical stations. There are areas where there are broken potion bottles that were in the middle of decanting and such. There are ingredients that have long since gone stale. There are artificer-style workshops where energy seems to just kind of have died in the area, with some brass mechanical structures that are obtuse in their regard, with notes scattered around. What languages do you speak?
Common, Give, Sylvan, Deep Speech, these can't.
This is a language that you do not recognize.
It's probably Elvish.
Mhm. Um, but it is a very flowing script. Just kind of almost like a cursive, but like just more symbolic as far as character design goes. As you are making your way around, just kind of observing the area, you come to a sort of central chamber that overlooks everything, kind of almost a penthouse area. And you see several more of these copper-laden contraptions that just kind of arc around in different areas. And this is where it seems everything immediately burst outward from. But it just seems to be a half moon shaped piece at the bottom, hollowed outward with two prongs that would be holding something that is no longer there.
And there's writing on this machine as well.
There are some glyphs and such that are arcane in nature, and there are stacks of notes that have just kind of been blown around into the area. All of which in a similar language that you don't recognize, probably Elven.
Okay, I think I'm going to try to do a charcoal rubbing of the writing on the machines. Let's call it.
Okay. Don't need to do a check for that. You can collect some of these some of the papers that are around, as well as provide some of your own, and get a rubbing of the different glyphs that are on it. Go ahead and roll me an Arcana check.
Okay, this is probably not gonna go well. Well, 13?
13. It seems strange to you. You don't notice any additional or further patterns. It just seems as though everything that caused this, it just seems like as though the gust that kind of swirled and mixed up everything around town came from this point. But where it went from there, or what came before it, is lost to you.
Probably an echo shard, but Okay, I think I'll go back and meet up with Kara again.
Okay. And you see that she has ransacked several of the local establishments. There are small bags full of gold pieces and silver pieces. all over her person. There are oars that have been piled high into the cart, and she's in the process of pulling another cart from some of the abandoned areas and just and is loading timber up into it as well.
I mean, to be fair, it's not like the people of Rasset are gonna eat it.
Exactly. I'm pretty sure that was the exact phrasing and mindset. Um, for the start of the journey, um, your horses seem to be doing well mostly from everything, but once
Not for long.
all of the oars are attached to them and the second cart full of timber as well, the return journey begins going substantially slower until one of them straight up keels over from exhaustion midway through the journey. Um,
I'll drag it off the road.
okay.
If
Yep.
Sakura has a +4 strength, she can drag a horse.
Yeah. You do definitely could. And so after some debating and discussion as to what to do, the second cart full of lumber gets left behind, with the oars and some. You notice bags of jewelry as well, with gemstones and such. Gets hooked up to your last remaining horse, and the journey back to the garrison begins. And once again, you are plagued by unfortunate weather circumstances.
Is this just bad luck on the encounter rolls on Kara's part, or is there some magical storms going on?
Go ahead and roll me a nature check.
Can I make an argument for survival instead?
Sure, go ahead.
$19?
Okay. Um, there might have been some way of dampening weather in this area before. It doesn't seem to be there now, but also everything that is happening seems to be pretty normal, and it's just like you've gotten terrible luck.
Got it.
But eventually, after a couple weeks going through the woods, there and back, you return to the garrison. Uh, well, hang on. Point of order, Kara had actually gone to Gresh first. She had gone from Vrasset to Gresh, bought 4 more horses, then went back to the garrison, then went to pick up the timber cart with some of the other horses that were then purchased. So you arrive in Gresh.
Okay. How's Gresh doing?
Generally, quite well.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah. As far as cities go, you've been able to return to it several times, and it's been fine.
We're lucky in that regard.
Yeah.
One of the few towns that
It
we've
usually doesn't
frequently visited
happen.
and has been fine.
Okay, I'm back.
You're back.
Hey,
Yay! Mary called and I had to answer.
You are all good. Are there any conversations that the two of you have, just in and on the roads to Vrasset, and then to Gresh, and then to the garrison, and then perhaps back to Vrasset, and then back to the garrison?
I can't think of anything, but I'd like to have one. get to know Kara a bit better since I wasn't able to do that last time.
I'm all good with that. Um, so so did Zagra end up going with me on my adventures?
Yes.
Okay.
While you were doing a lot of loot goblining, she went up to the kind of central palace and found the origin of where the dust storm was. But that
Yeah,
was
it
about it.
seemed. My guess is they got a larger echo shard and were messing with things that they didn't understand.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Or
Keep in mind that those are words
or
that
that
Kara
could,
doesn't know what they are.
I mean, she has heard the word echo shard several times now, so she's kind of picking up on the repeated pattern. So she's kind of keeping that one to herself. So, anyways,
or for us it was a test to see how well the snap could go.
all right. So yeah, we went to Veracet the first time,
Yep.
and then we went to
To Gresh to buy
Aaron.
4 horses.
Yeah,
Brasset,
yeah.
Crash, back to the garrison,
Back
back
to
on the road to
Veracet.
Brasset.
All right. So where are you in this journey?
I kind of sped through a little bit of the narrative of getting to Veracet. But
We
if
can
there are
have this
points that you want
conversation.
to further go upon or go into, I am more than willing to.
Yeah, I'm willing to have a conversation like, oh, rewind back, between the two of them, between Veracet and going back to Grush.
Mm-hmm.
So
All right.
between here, okay.
Yep.
All right.
Crash is always more to the west than I want it to be.
The map's also a little bit tilted, so.
All right. So I'm just well, I obviously I've exhausted one horse to death. So I figured you'd have a comment about that.
We should have brought the birds. The birds could have most definitely could have carried these things faster
Well,
and not died.
truth be told, is I did not expect there to be so much opportunity for me to find in such a grand and glorious city as that one. Um, I'm sorry, I shop with my eyes, and I can't help myself when I see something I want, I'd get it.
I mean, that's fair. It's not like the people were going to use it anytime
No,
soon.
no, they weren't. Um, yeah, and then this is the point where I start trying to find other animals to pull the cart.
Yep. Yeah.
At some point, I catch a pig, a deer, and some sort of other thing.
You try to
I'm not
catch an
quite.
oxen and it gets away.
Yeah, they
Hence the brown wizard from Lord of the Rings image.
So
Radagast?
yeah. So at that point, I'm like, okay, fine, fine. I'm willing to leave the lumber here for now, and take the rest of the goods back with us.
I'm gonna mark approximately where the lumber should be on the map. And I'm gonna pick up a stick off the ground so no matter what, we can say we got lumber.
You absolutely can.
Got lumber. He cannot argue with that.
Uh,
All right. I guess we'll be heading back as efficiently as we can without killing the horse.
And through the constant storms.
Through the constant storms. I do hate the foul weather. tis tis not my favorite.
You had bad weather basically everywhere you went. It was
Yup. It seems to be attracted to me wherever I end up going. I cannot lie, though this is not the worst storm I've ever been in. It is neither the least I have ever been in. It has also been the most persistent.
Do I
Hmm.
know that you were at the hurricane?
I have not told you. I have not told anybody about the shipwreck, so
That's all I wanted to know before I commented on the
in fact
hurricane.
in fact nobody really knows a lot about me at this point. I feel like I'm just trying to prove myself and that's what you see.
Basically, the on the job trainer.
Basically. Yeah. All right. Uh so uh Zagra is it?
Yes,
Uh
yes,
how long have you known Mr. Ketch? Was it?
yes, that's also it. About how long has this campaign been?
um it's been
A year and a half, I feel
probably
like.
about that sounds about right.
Year and a half. Let's go with that.
All right. Oh. Like it's not long, but it could be longer. I don't know. I never am one to stay in a place for very long, but this seems as good as any place to start kicking up a storm of some sort. Well, hence the storm.
I looks up. I'd say you're doing a terrific job at that.
Well, yeah. For the most part, she's kind of quiet and doesn't say much because she always seems a little bit awkward unless, she knows what she's doing. And at this point, she feels like she doesn't know what she's doing. And so she's like, okay, it's best to keep my mouth shut so I don't say anything I shouldn't.
That's completely fair.
That's fair.
Um, but you are able to retrieve the second cart full of lumber and bring it
Oh,
back to Seaview Garrison.
yep.
Upon
We
which,
got the lumber.
yeah,
All right.
Oh, I see. Uh, very well. I mean, I can't complain. You've brought in more than enough boons for the town, I guess, from before. I forget my exact wording, whatnot, and then go back, grab it, like, lumber, yes. I'll get working on the port as soon as I can. I have one more thing for you.
Letter,
Kara, here's a
exchange.
letter. Here's a destination. Arungar, here's a spell scroll, etc., etc.
All right. And then I take off for the city of Lockport.
yep.
Are you coming with me, Zagra?
Do you want to go by boat to Lockport, then over to Arungar, and
Is she still in Arungar right now?
no?
I mean, in a day or so, a few days.
I was there at the inn. I went to sleep there, and then I was gonna come straight back as soon as I got the chance.
Hmm.
But it's like 2 weeks there and like another 2 weeks back in it.
Yeah, yeah, like 2.5 total round. One
Round
way.
trip. Oh, just one way.
Yeah,
Oh.
it ate up a good bit of time.
So if you don't want to go with me, that is
Yeah,
understandable.
I think Sagra will stay put and keep in touch via messenger orb, as limited as that is.
Oh, well, I ain't got no messenger orbs.
I do, don't worry.
Oh, all right. Well, that would
It,
honestly
and
those would have been helpful last night.
Sakura will explain how the messenger orb works real fast. Oh, when I send a message, the orb will start heading to you, and it'll get to you in about 7 days. At which
Oh.
point you are to record a message on the orb and send it off to me,
All right.
and it'll take 7 days to get back.
Oh, all right. I
So
guess
it's limited, but it's better than nothing,
it
especially
is.
with sending being out of commission.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I did get 2 sending scrolls from Catch, so but
Consider those emergencies only.
okay. Well, I technically had an emergency, so it was understandable. Okay. All right.
What happened?
So basically, I got there, and I could not get into the city. And there were no teleportation circles. There was nobody out there waiting for me. So I had to message Catch to be like, "Hey, how do I get in?"
Oh no.
Yeah, because the city is floating about. I mean, the baseline for the city is about a mile up, but then there are several like routes and further bits that kind of twist and tangle down from the bottom. But it's floating above basically the Mediterranean Sea.
Yeah.
Yeah, you ain't getting up there.
Yep. So I had to have someone go in here. He messaged them that I was out here. Someone came and got me. They took me to what's his name?
Mordenkainen.
Mordecai. And then basically I was there. I sent him a letter. I went shopping. There was nothing to shop for because the prices were ridiculous. And did you actually want me to get that scroll for you, Jacob, or did you just give up on it?
Hello, sorry, my internet died. What happened?
Did you want me to get that scroll for you, or did you want me to give up on it?
What scroll?
The one of the ones you
See
asked me for.
invisibility.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, already got. I will say, like after you got Mordenkainen, like literally we talked, and I was able to acquire said scrolls,
Okay.
as well as start a lucrative deal that may come in the future where I can create spell scrolls for some of the Arungar.
So not only are we printing money, we found a loophole in the current spell scroll economy.
Yes.
Yeah, we did. We are now mass producing whatever whatever Ketch can produce, and they're paying him for it
So,
because it takes so much gold to make one, doesn't it?
I mean,
like, gold. Echo's the only one that can make a spell scroll
Yeah,
now without harming himself.
That's what I mean. He's the only one who can make things, and he needs the gold to make the scrolls, right? So they'll pay him
Hey.
for what he can do.
Nice.
Yeah, I told him, I'm like, you might want to start making money off of that.
spend all
He
of your
said
day just doing the same spell scrolls so that
Internet went again.
you're still going robot.
Frick. 1 second.
That sounded fine.
Okay. Am I good now?
I
Yeah.
think so.
For now.
Okay. Worst comes worst, I'll just join Discord on my phone.
Okay.
But yes, I would need fine inks to make them. I'm cool with bringing that out of my own pocket currently, as long as I get paid for the scrolls at similar prices which they're being sold to Arungar. I know it's not going to be like definitely one for one because they still need to make a profit or use them
Yes.
wherever. So I assume it's going to have a reduction of that. But even so, that should give us more than enough leeway to get more fungible things without committing
Yeah.
fraud.
All in all, we are making a profit.
Mm-hmm.
Profit.
And yeah, that. Yep.
Stonks.
Um. So, what sorts of things? I know that since this is quarter 2, you get the alchemy roll to create potions that you need.
Oh yes, what potion shall we make?
Go ahead and someone make me a roll with their alchemy supplies.
I don't have any. Do you want to just do the roll with the +3 this time, Sarah?
That sounds best.
Okay.
Jacob?
Yeah.
Oh, you're waiting for me to roll with a +3. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to.
Oh no, I said I rolled it last time, so I thought you would.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You're good.
Oh no,
you're
you're
good.
That's a 7.
Okay.
No potion.
No potions. It seems as though the crops are a little bit overripe, and so they are not the ones that you would need to get proper like healing potions and such has shriveled up under a hotter sun. The water from the storms that have passed overwatered it, and so it just kind of is it's kind of just a mess of a garden right now. And the awakened shrubs that are taking care of it are dealing with a rodent infestation that is both affecting them and the shrubbage, and so it is just all around bad.
Fair.
Yeah.
Yes, that's fair. Magic and capitalism, things that are going to cause all evil in this world.
I mean, the magic capitalism in our case, at the very least, will help Arungar a bit.
Yes, that is true.
Do you realize this is basically war profiteering at this point, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Basically
no,
what we're
that's
freaking
definitely
I mean,
what
that's
it
what we're
is.
doing. I mean,
Yeah, no
but
question.
you know what? I'm not gonna feel bad about it. I mean, at some point they were the rich ones, and this is what happened to them. So I'm sure at some point, for them to have gotten to the top, they had to knock a few people down. So you know what? Whatever. I'm not gonna feel sorry because I like to hug my bag of gold coins at night.
Hey, you are always welcome to.
I like to count them every once in a while too. Make sure they're all there and accumulating.
Yeah, the first like month that you got here, you got like $10,000, or found like more than that with everything.
Mm-hmm.
By exploring a dead city, yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Kara's like, this is the best employment I've ever been in.
I love this job.
I love this job. And my boss has never questioned my morals. Yes.
In fact, you specifically got rewarded for your morals, I think, if I remember right.
you
Both
rewarded
of
me
your
for a good
bosses are
job.
morally questionable. one doesn't mean to. One doesn't know they're being morally questionable, though. And the other. The Feywild will do stuff to you.
Yeah.
Kara's not involved with the Feywild, at least not at this point.
That you know of.
That you know of.
That I know of.
You don't know where your other employer came from.
That's true.
Still haven't met Zace yet.
That's true as well. Yeah. It'll be interesting. I love that.
That is.
That is totally me. It's like that would be a Luke Goblin's cart.
Okay.
That's hilarious.
So, Mordenkainen stops by. There is something of a small whoosh of the teleportation circle as it alights at essentially like 11 at night one night. And then Ketch and Mordenkainen have the talk.
Oh.
We have a big talk.
Oh. You're not allowed to tell him any more depressing things until he's handled all the ones he's got?
Too late.
Is that it?
Well, I that's not exactly. I've come up with a few solutions to his plight, if I'm being honest.
That is also true.
I was about to say, have you? Is it really a solution or just more things he has to do?
No, it is actually something I specifically have to do, I think.
Okay.
So I guess the question is, do you do it?
What is
I mean,
it?
I'm trying. I'm working on the spell forms as I mentioned before, as well as working towards finding the other two pieces.
And the candidate.
Yeah.
Is an option. Yeah, no, you got a lot of business there. But eventually there is a small whoosh early in the morning as several hours have passed and a lot of heavily caffeinated tea was drank. What sorts of things are Zagra doing in the meantime for quarter 2?
All of quarter 2?
In general, what sort of things are you working to advance, working to further?
That's a very good question. I think I might use this time to add more languages to the languages I already know.
Okay. What languages would you like to learn? And are there specific people you would like to learn them from? I think you kind of cut off there a little bit.
What are my options?
Any common language, really. And it would just be depending on finding somebody to work with you on that. And the DC for that would be pretty low, given how many people are here from all over.
I speak fluent Echo, Primordial, Giant, and Common.
Interesting. So you...
Let's go Elvish.
Okay. Elven. Um, One thing that you would. They're going to be gone most of the time. Go ahead and roll me your choice of streetwise or investigation, and you have advantage on this.
Ooh, fun. I get to roll 2 die. They're the same.
Okay.
That's a 12.
Okay. That is still enough. You are able to find someone who knows Elven, and they will begin working with you on different forms and scripts. Go ahead and roll me an intelligence check.
Okay. Ten.
Okay. It's a hard language to learn. There's a lot of special characters. There are a lot of evolutions to the language where it has become, on one hand, very mathematical as far as its form goes, but as soon as you step outside of the form, it basically becomes everything's game. You can put whatever word you want in this location. And so you have adjectives describing adverbs, and like it just starts to branch off into sheer and utter chaos after certain points. And so like once you get like the basic complements down, a lot of things that other languages would have pruned, but due to the sheer longevity of elves and the ability to teach others their language in full, the elven language is unwieldy almost.
Yep, it's a bit difficult.
This is 100% a language of people who live eons and have nothing better to do with their time.
There are elven circles of pedantry, and as part of some of the exercises you go through, there are people who are rigorously debating whether or not you need 3 S's in a row for some things or just 2, because it makes a difference to them.
Alright. Well, I'm gonna see you guys later. I'm getting off.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright, talk to you later.
Yep. Have a
See
good
ya.
one. See ya.
Bye.
But yes, elven language pedants are a thing, as you come to learn, and not only somewhat influential in culture, in standard elven culture, but nobody also really likes them. Especially people from the outside who are trying to learn the language.
Understandable.
And couple that with an alphabet that has over 90 characters in it, and how some of them can be transposed to mean the exact same thing in different contexts. It's a mess. By the time that this entire downtime period is over, I'm willing to say you might be able to write in Elven. Have enough proficiency to go on that far. Given the 10 roll.
Okay, I'll make a note of that.
Mm-hmm. Also, speaking of which, do you pull out the notes that you took from Vrasset, or some of the things that you got for the rubbings and such?
Yes.
Is that what you're training with? Like trying to learn
No.
it? Okay. Because that would be like trying to read like graduate level textbook for a 101 class. It would be funny, but it would be unnecessary complications.
I am trying to figure out the language first, and then look at the graduate textbook.
Gotcha. I mean, I don't blame you one bit. um, Also, go ahead and roll me your choice of athletics or acrobatics. Here.
Okay. $16?
Okay. Um, Likewise, with all of the training and such here, the fortress themselves would be upgraded from a unit of light infantry to a unit of medium infantry. So they have better armor, better weapons. They can deal a bit more damage when you're working as a unit. Having
Nice.
this as a home base and having constant access to training, practice, different drills. Yes.
Building an army, guys.
Yes, you are raising an army if you need it. Which could be useful.
We might.
Mm-hmm. Um, so, Jacob,
That's me.
the question falls to you. Post discussions with Mordenkainen, what sorts of things do you share? Or does it all stay completely under lock and key?
I think right now, I will share that I won't bring it out. I might as well because everyone knows already, but because literally they were there when we first got it. But I will explain that we need the other pieces of this plate and bring out 1/3 of the plate for a plan to bring back the Circle of Eight. As well as I will need some solitary time to work with some magics of my own. Basically, for this last part of the year, I am focusing on nothing else but studying magic as well as learning the rest of the smith and jeweler's tools needed for different fabrications around the area.
I'm not sure how much helpful I can be on the plate, but I think I can help with just about everything else.
Amazing. Yes, I am not saying that I need or that I desire, like, oh, we need to go right now for this. I'm saying within the next, like, 30 or the next 4 or so months after these spells become permanent, that it should be
That's our
on
next
the.
goal.
Yes.
Okay, fair enough. In 4 months, when these spells become permanent, what we set out.
Yes.
Shall
Precisely.
we? Hey, Andrew.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the answer is no. But does Zagra know that Liamin had a plate?
Zagra would not know that.
Okay, didn't think so.
Of that point, Ketch Echo knows that
Yes.
Mordenkainen had access to it at one point.
Yes. And us in the meta know where the third part of that plate is, but Zace isn't here right now. So that's going to be a conversation.
That's going to be an ethical quandary.
Yes.
Assuming by now someone's already dug it up for the plate, and the answer, and that's probably Vecna.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Like, my prediction is here's about where they are right now. They're gonna make their way over here, and there's gonna be a hole in the ground.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, as I research for this, I would be appreciative if, during the next few months, if you have time to perhaps start making inquiries within your circles as secret as possible to learn if there's any other locations where you might know these could be.
The plate.
Yes.
I'll
After this, I'm
ask.
planning on staying.
I'll ask around the crash.
Okay.
Much appreciated.
That came out very Midwestern. Crash.
Yeah, the creche. Hey there, you want to know about my creche? My family creche right over here now.
No. Ugh.
What's wrong, Andrew? You don't like the creche?
I feel like we just invented a Baldur's Gate 3 mod. Where just for some reason all the Gith are southern.
Yes.
I'm not opposed per se. It's like the alien girlfriend from that one Skippy-Doo movie. They think
Oh, yeah.
everyone sounds like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So go ahead and make me your choice of Arcana, Religion, or Investigation. Zagra.
Hey, guess what?
Mm-hmm.
They're all the same.
Okay.
Nice.
Super consistent.
That is a 17.
That's quite good. Okay, so you're specifically looking for if people would recognize the plate.
The
or
plate amongst the crate?
Crash.
Crash. Amongst the crash. And if I get nothing there, I'm moving on to the blacksmith and Feywild lady.
Fair. Ooh. Crash would. You know, would you bring out the plate and specifically show them it?
Catch seemed to want to keep things under wraps, so no.
Okay.
I might provide a drawing, but not the actual plate. Just like... Hey, we saw this somewhere. It seems important. We're curious about it. Do you recognize it?
Okay. Interesting.
And if they press further, maybe say... Iviar had it? Pretty sure he's the one who had it last.
They don't recognize the bit of the city portrait towards the center. They would note that the language that sort of rims the outside of it is unusual and fractal in nature, which they assume has correlations to Quailith, which is mind flayers, and so there is a sense of hesitation about it. You specifically would feel a little bit more at ease knowing more about its origins and how it's not mind flayers, but there is a hesitation in the back of your mind that's like, what is it really? There is an uncanny similarity, but not quite.
Looks at the lizard's tower in suspicion.
I mean, fair.
Okay, we check this. Okay, checking on the other two now.
Okay.
Blacksmith first,
Melchior?
because I feel like we should leave the other one for last.
Sasha, yeah.
Sasha, yeah.
Melchior does not recognize the... oh, no, you don't have the actual plate. You aren't showing him the actual plate. Never mind.
Drawing.
He would... He doesn't necessarily... He doesn't know what the plate is. He doesn't recognize the drawings and sigils on the inside. On the outside, it looks like some of the notes that were taken at the Black Tower, where he was imprisoned, but he can't really say one way or another for sure. And there are elements of it that do remind you of, in similar way, what Tsubaki was doing with the words of the Farcall. There are sigils that begin to resemble different bits of it that weave in between one another, and they could be words of magic if you could translate them, perhaps.
Okay.
Sasha.
Sasha.
If you show her an image of it, she would make note that it's in Ketch's tower.
I do know where it is. Is there anything else you could tell me about it?
She does not recognize anything about it.
Enough, just checking with everyone here.
That's fair.
Roll it back up.
But she knew where it was.
Yeah, I mean, it's fair. Too bad we can't get a rubbing of the other two plates.
You've only seen rubbing of one.
I'd ask Pom Pom, but pulls out a pom pom.
Pulls out a pom pom.
Throws it to the ground. It to the ground. Nothing happens. It bounces a little.
Yeah. Poor pom pom.
Miss Pom Pom. What happened to Pom Pom? Is Pom Pom dead?
Wait, you guys have a tornado siren going on there? Oh, a
just a yeah. It's just the first of every month they test the tornado siren, make sure it's still good. And Mila was freaking out a little bit, so I gave her hugs, treats, and while it was going through.
That's fair. Every Wednesday at noon we test the tornado sirens. Columbus, it's
every Tuesday.
Every Wednesday at noon.
Every Wednesday
at noon, the tornado sirens just go off.
That seems excessive.
Especially because we don't get a lot of tornadoes.
Yeah, I'm also wondering how in Tornado Alley is Ohio?
not. Tornado Alley is basically just like straight up the middle of the continental U.S. And so Ohio's we're nice and off to the east a bit. Like we'll occasionally get some that are twirling down a little bit. 1 second, sorry.
Stuff that could touch the ground but doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Not usually.
Apparently, there was like a really small earthquake the other day around my actual home. We don't get those. So I was surprised and also did not feel it at all. Is there anyone else I haven't talked to about the plate? Oh. Are you guys still here?
I'm here.
Okay. Just checking.
There we go.
What are you doing about food, Echo?
Uh,
I know you're not used to it, but you do need it.
who knows? Essentially, like in canon, Echo still has one of the alchemy jugs, so just will eat some mayonnaise. Closest thing only thing he needs is some citrus that he'll like get an unseen servant to grab from one of the gardens and then bring back up.
Okay, sorry about that. Had to take a call.
You're good.
Okay.
Mayonnaise and citrus fruit.
Yeah.
That sounds awful.
Eh.
No scurvy and fats, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, Sasha was able to identify where the tablet was, but didn't know anything specifically about it. And then you were asking and then you weren't able to summon a pom pom because magic.
Yeah, but just pom pom when it comes to my magic items.
Mm-hmm.
That's weird.
Well, I feel like we could talk about this after Mordecai left. Like if you like talk about specific, it's basically magic's associate.
I think I'm remembering now.
Okay.
It's magic's associated with divine.
Sorta.
Yeah, sorta. Magic's drawn from otherworldly beings that are no longer there.
And so the bag of tricks is drawing magic from an otherworldly being to summon another otherworldly being Pom Pom. And so the conjuration
And
spell doesn't go through.
That otherworldly being is probably one of the dragons.
Realistically, yes. They were around so long it became pretty commonplace to just kind of tie it to them and everything's gonna be fine. They're gonna be around forever.
Yeah.
And they would.
Into a goat.
But, things happened.
Things
Things
happen.
happen. D&D. Things happen.
It's true. Is there
At
anything?
some point,
Oh, go ahead.
oh,
No,
I was just gonna say, at some point, like within probably 2 months of the end of the year, Echo will come out, talking, like
Hmm?
looking like still fit as ever, if not even fitter. um, still as organized as ever, and looks for like Zagra, if Zagra's around.
Eh,
Oh yes, Zagra. I've been meaning to talk to you. I've figured some things out with magics that I've been working on for quite a while. Would you like to accompany me for a second?
sure.
Go ahead and roll me
Where?
a sanity check, Jacob.
Fair.
Just for the
I mean,
presence.
I have roughly 30 friends to talk to if need be.
Right. I'm just going for how
Uh,
stark raving mad you seem when you come out of
that's fair.
this.
12. That's a 12.
Unhinged. Like he's been living on citrus fruit and mayonnaise for the better part of a year.
Yeah. I mean, I'm used to not eating, so it's just like okay, intake this mush and this fruit, and then done.
There's
Intake
some
this much fruit.
weird smells coming from around there.
Zagra, you must come with me. Time travel. I've solved it, Zagra.
Back to the Future.
You smell like eggs and oranges.
Not important. Anyway. Are you disguised as anything right now?
No?
Okay. I have done some more testing with spells that I am currently working on,
Okay.
and
Go on.
um, yes, that statuette I gave you of yourself while back, the
Yes.
gemmed inlaid one. Yes. Could I see that for a moment?
Sure. Here we go.
Amazing. Okay. I am going to finagle with the gems just a little bit now that I know the exact proper orientation that they need to be. Give it back to you and say, simply stare at the statue for the greater part of 10 or so minutes.
And then what?
It should take shortly. Just keep like staring at it. You don't need to focus on it entirely. Just like you can think of other things. You just need to be staring at it. I activate Psionic Orrery and cast a spell through you. Through
Okay.
you onto the statuette. And done. Okay. You
Very.
are now just keep that statue on you at all times. I will talk to you later. I need more research to be done. And I disappear back into the tower.
Back into the cave he goes.
Yep. What spell did you cast, Jacob?
Here, I'll send it to you.
Because there's two of them that I'm thinking this could be. Gotcha. That's fair. Yep.
That's me.
Don't mind the statue's eyes glowing a little bit more. Like it's just constantly watching.
Yeah.
It's totally normal.
Whoa.
Does the statue have a pulse?
That's the other spell.
I think we're getting hail. Oh wait, no, that's probably just twigs falling on the roof from. Yeah, never mind.
Let me
Neither
add
of
this
those
to
sound
magic.
good.
Yeah, it's getting big. Oh, the rain's picking up.
You sure it was a test?
I mean, I'll double check, but I'm fairly certain it was. Can you hear that?
A little bit.
I think.
Sorry.
When
Hold on,
only
let
when
me
you're
check the
talking.
weather just to be safe.
Yeah, if
Don't
you're in a tornado's
apologize.
path, maybe get to the bathroom.
Yeah. All right, yeah, it's just hail. Heavy rain, no, nothing to be worried about. I do have to turn you up because it is very loud.
Well, at least we have an excuse for if the internet connection goes out.
Yeah.
Loud. Anywho, I will be right back. I need to go use the bathroom and also make sure Mila is doing okay again.
I heard it very
Fair.
distinctly there.
Uh-huh.
Like that's not good.
We're under tornado warning too.
Huh. I hope it goes okay. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I wish it was a little bit breezy here, but like not that breezy. Which means, oh crap, that means it's probably going to be tornadoes tomorrow.
Oh.
Holy cow, if you don't hear from me again, I might be dying. Not really, but the hail is really big. Give me one more minute or so.
Okay. Always good to hear. If you don't hear from me, I might be dying.
Dying. That's not a good thing to hear.
Yeah.
Jacob.
Is this a we call emergencies now? Maybe not, but like.
When do we call emergencies? And also, I don't know Jacob's address to send the emergencies.
That's also fair. Neither do I.
I guess Mila will have to call the emergencies.
Yes. I trust that dog. Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Kara found her way into this realm.
She found her way into this realm and is in Missouri right now.
Just like casually wandering around Jacob's house.
What's this button do?
Ah, that turns off the Wi-Fi. What's Wi-Fi? Yes. So, yeah. I guess if we're jumping forward to... Was that Jacob saying 2 weeks left in this quarter or 2 weeks left in this downtime? I feel like that's a important note of clarity.
That's a question for Jacob.
Who mimight be dying.
Who might be dying.
This is not good.
No.
So,
Yes.
he also said he had to go to the bathroom. This could just be like,
This could be bathroom.
it could just be a number 2. Okay. What other is there? He's alive. That's
He's
big
alive.
hail.
Hail.
That's
I'm
really
back.
big hail.
Big hit.
It is gigantic hail. It's passed by us. Mila was not sad actually. She was excited about it for some reason. She like
Yes,
wanted
no.
she wanted to play in it.
That's
It
golf
was
ball
crazy.
hail.
Yeah, like literally the entire like front porch where we live, there is holy cow. Here, I'll send another picture.
I'm convinced. I need to find it, but I'm convinced that that hail is about the same size as my D100.
That, yeah, might be. That's a lot of hail.
Yeah.
There it is.
Well, the weird thing is it's like warm outside right now. It's not chill at all. Like the weather temperature forecast, the temperature right now is 76 degrees.
So it must be like the intersection between like a warm front and a cold front that's happening specifically higher up in the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're still under
Those-
the warmth, but the cold has kind of drifted over and created storm conditions that. So you have high flying cumulonimbus clouds that are then condensing water into large hail in a convection cycle that is just throwing it down on the ground. So
Yeah. I will say after going out, I was like, is there like a tornado warning or something because of that? I'm like, okay, no, it's fine.
I think the hail hit your antenna
Oh, am I back? Am I okay?
right now.
Kind
Yes.
of.
Here, let me. Oh,
Welcome back.
yeah.
Did you ever watch the first season of Invincible on Amazon, Jacob?
Yes.
You know the one guy whose voice is just completely vocoded?
Yes.
You sound like that sometimes.
That's great. If it persists, I will change to phone. My data will probably do better than this.
You're good right now.
Awesome possum.
That one should have
So
vocoded.
question.
Yes, question.
When you came out of your hole, Jacob, was that 2 weeks into the quarter or 2 weeks into downtime? 2 weeks left of downtime.
2 months left of downtime.
Okay, so basically at the halfway point in quarter 2.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I have another try out, but it will require a bit more, and we can do that in a little bit. Probably a week from that, I will come out again.
Okay.
So I stared at the thing for 10 minutes if that's what you wanted.
Yeah. That's everything I wanted for that week.
Okay.
or for that day, I suppose.
Okay.
I think I just got an idea, but I'm not sure I want to do it at the fortress.
Okay.
I'm wondering if I'll present this idea to Echo next time he comes out of his hole. I'm wondering if we should try talking to Lord Briarwood about the plate. Oh no, the idea just came to me.
Yeah, machine head.
Hello?
Hello.
Uh, what is your opinion on talking to Lord Briarwood about the plate, Jacob?
What was that, sorry?
The next time you jump out of the hole, Sarah was mentioning that she wanted to talk to you about discussing the plate
Talking
with.
to
Yeah.
Yeah.
You go ahead. What's your plan?
how I am wondering if we should try talking to Lord Briarwood about the plate. I do not want to do that at the garrison though.
Oh yes, I agree. Not doing it at the garrison. But I am not for honestly talking to Lord Briarwood. Strictly because they nonsense.
Fair.
In any case, did you want to help me with a second test?
Sure.
Very good. All right. When is your next gift practice, by the way? For practicing of combat and martial prowess?
30 minutes?
Next 30 minutes? Perfect. Okay. We can try that. Actually, let us. No, I think that has to be 3 different tests. Okay. So, go ahead and follow me
Okay, I follow.
right into my trap. Now, so
Knowing you,
I'll.
there probably is a couple.
There's bound to be a trap. How many glyph of wardings are around your wizard tower that aren't being activated because we're friends?
Hold on, let me count because I have a few.
I didn't think there actually were.
Hold on.
How?
If you do a cursory look with like magic eyes or like actually check wards or anything, I have. Do.
Because if there's one thing I've learned, glyph of wardings are extremely effective.
Yep. That is.
Yup. Which
very
is not a bad idea. I do need to make more specifically glyphs of warding during this. So thank you for that reminder. I will do that now. Can I just like mark down the gold required to do it and tell you later,
Yes.
Andrew? So it's not okay, cool. I don't want it to become another full thing.
You
So many
can
already.
It will.
substantially ward your environment.
So without even the glyph of wardings themselves, there are a total of 10. 10 specifically magic glyphs that are within the tower.
So
And I
if they're all
assume these are-
detonating.
No, they are not detonating specifically.
Sorry. I cut you off, Sarah?
I assume these are all for the spells you're keeping up.
No, actually, the spells I'm keeping up don't require glyphs.
Okay.
How familiar are you with spellcraft?
Zachra, no.
Okay, then you probably wouldn't. Essentially, immediately one you'll see as soon as like you get in the door, you'll probably notice the arcane lock spell. If if someone were to have known about the arcane lock spell or looked for it. Essentially, the entire wizard tower is locked down to anyone but me or anyone traveling with me. I have set some passcodes, but I have not told anyone what they are yet. Because as of right now,
Fair.
yeah, essentially passcodes need to know basis.
Mhm.
Uh,
Fair.
all right.
Yes. What do you need me to do?
First off, I just want to. Oh, hold on.
Thank you for being a willing participant despite everything I've done. You're welcome.
Yes, yes. Wait, what have I done?
Albatross.
Oh, yes, that was so long ago. I almost completely forgotten about it. But it seems that Ren has been one step ahead of me in that front anyway. Uh, sorry. 7:15. Oh, yeah, it's already passed. Okay. Wow, man, my phone is I literally just got a tornado warning that was like, okay, this tornado warning is going to be active until 7:15, which is 5 minutes from now. 4 minutes now.
Hmm.
So that's fun.
Very useful. Thank you, emergency alerts.
Yeah. Uh anyway, what was I saying? Yes. Thank you for being a willing participant. Do you know the spell I was testing out before, the feign death, etc., etc.?
Yes.
Would you
I
mind
remember.
doing some practices that are similar unto that? You can say no if you'd like.
Elaborate.
Essentially, I will um move our consciousnesses around slightly.
Oh no.
I'm intrigued. Go on.
That is it. So the how much do you know about me, Echo, exactly again? As far as what Echo are?
You are a being from another realm
That's
that
just yeah.
sort of went extinct, but not. Perhaps dormant's a better word.
I feel like that's a good gist of it. I was more talking about physiology, not history, but uh,
Oh,
work
sorry. You don't have a physical form most normally.
precisely. The physical body is actually quite new to me in the grand scheme of things, I suppose. I was sort of in an unconscious state for millennia. I assume I'm not exactly sure on the count, but here I am today, and I will essentially, with this test, I'm not testing with echo shards just yet, of course, but transferring the soul or the consciousness, whichever you'd like to call it, from one body to another, and from a body to an object.
Okay.
So, with that, feel free to just sit down on the table.
I
Not on the
sit.
table, on the chair by the table. I apologize. You can sit on the table if you want.
I shift from table to the adjacent chair.
Very well. And I bring out a large jar, big ceramic reinforced with adamantine and gems all encrusted in it, similar to the ivory statue of yourself.
You.
And I will sit down on the table. This should only take but a minute. And I will cast the spell I think Andrew already knows where I'm going.
Yep.
As my body, well, I don't know what I will do specifically, but my body should go limp, and I should then see through the jar. Correct?
Are you casting yourself into the jar?
Yes, the part of the spell is I have to bring myself into the jar and then from the jar to someone else.
Okay.
So essentially, your body falls into a catatonic state as your soul leaves and enters the container you use for the spell's material component, e.g., the jar. While your soul inhabits the container, you are aware of your surroundings as if it were you in the container space. I can't move or use reactions. The only action I can take is to project my soul up to 100 feet out of the container, either returning to my living body and ending the spell, or attempting to possess a humanoid's body.
Okay.
So I am in the jar.
You're in the jar. Your body slumps over.
Can I project myself outside of the wizard tower and just take a look around?
You are doing full genie from Aladdin, able to go ghosting
All right.
around. Yes.
Honestly, I feel like this is kind of a comfort to Echo, not being constrained by a physical presence.
Yeah, and you would even just kind of note that if there is any imagery, it is much more natural for you. There is a lot more haze to the projection. There's a lot less uniformity of form.
Very good. I would also like to go up behind me and see what my Echo Shard is doing.
It's dark.
Okay. Good steps so far. Now, probably 2 minutes have gone by as I have like just been keeping notes to myself. What are you doing, Zachra? As I just slump.
Seen you feign death before. This is normal.
Or, uh, to, if you'd like, or you can fail it on purpose.
The entire thing that you just said didn't send.
Nope. Yeah.
What did I not send?
All of it.
You cut out horribly
Oh.
there.
That too. And if you're talking now, it's also cutting out.
You have to cut it first before it cuts out if he's talking right now.
Hello.
Good lord.
I feel like that is the jump scare. Yes. You are floating
Give
around
me
as
a second,
ghosts.
guys. I'm getting a call literally right now. One
Okay.
sec.
You're good. You're good.
Okay.
I need to drop his volume.
For that. Let's try 150.
That's yep. Okay. Huh.
Yeah.
I'm curious what this does. I mean, I'm pretty sure I know what it is and what it would do.
I am back. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes, we can.
Yes.
You are
Perfect.
stable and normal sounding.
Sorry, my sister just called me from the hospital. Because I told her that maybe don't come home right away while it's hailing, and everything, and it was just that.
Is she okay?
Oh yeah. No. She works at the hospital.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry.
Those were the two
To clarify,
possibilities.
Hail
Where,
dead.
oh no, or oh cool.
Yeah. She's on call right now, so she was like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna stay here anyway and get some extra hours in." So I was like, "Oh, awesome."
That sounds like a great plan.
Smart.
Yeah. Anyway, so I am in the container. I would like to attempt to possess Zagra. And you can choose to fail the save if you want, or you can still make the save.
Hmm. I think I'll fail the save.
All right. As you do, I am now in your body, and you are in the container. So, once you possess a creature's body, you control it. Your game statistics are replaced by the statistics of the creature, though you retain your alignment and your intelligence, wisdom, and charisma score. You retain the benefit of your own class features. If the target has any class levels, you can't use any of its class features. Meanwhile, the possessed creature's soul can perceive from the container using its own senses, but can't move or take actions at all. So you are now within the jar on the table, watching your own body as like I just sort of essentially like move myself around, and I like check the back of my neck.
There's nothing in the back of Zagra's neck.
Yeah. And what does the back of my neck, Catch's neck, look like right now? Still dormant?
Yep.
Awesome. Okay, this has been a successful test, I say aloud in Zagra's voice. You can use your...
Cut to screaming from the jar that cannot be heard.
Yes.
I have no mouth yet, I must scream. All right. Then I sit back in the chair and switch places with the jar, and then return to my own body.
Okay.
And the spell ends. That was a successful test, I say.
Don't do that again.
Fair enough. How did it feel not being bound by physicalness, I suppose?
Weird.
That's fair. A fair criticism of the non-corporeal, I suppose. But that is essentially what it is. Well, not exactly, but similar to what I was before being physical. Anyway, that out of the way. This has been a very successful test. Very successful indeed. Thank you so much. And now, your fight should be going on in the next 20 or so minutes, I believe. That was a quick spell test. I can see you out if you'd like.
The room still smells
Okay.
like citrus and eggs.
I'll start prestidigitating like all the room clean.
You couldn't smell it when you were in the jar.
That's fair. It's fair.
That was a plus. I'll admit that.
If it's that big of a deal, I can start cleaning everything. I mean, everything is everything is still currently well organized. It's just
It's your hole. I don't care what you do with your hole.
yes, fair enough. I'll still clean and remove all the smells as well as clean myself with a few casts of prestidigitation. Trying to think if I want to. Maybe I'll save that for when we're in combat. All right. Yes. Do you mind if I go with you to watch the fights ensue?
Sure.
Excellent. I've been making myself known to some of the GIF here a couple months ago, although I will admit my studies have taken me astray. However, this has been a great success as far as learning more of the arcade. Then like Echo is like, this is the most Echo has like emoted, I feel, emotionally or like been upbeat in a while.
This is one of your plans being possible.
Yes.
Perhaps one of the darker plans, but yes.
Still a
I
plan.
mean, if anything, it like succeeds in the ability or not succeeds in the ability, the perception of being able to change someone from corporeal to non-corporeal, therefore one step closer to turning someone into an echo shard,
Mm-hmm.
or from an echo shard.
There, yeah, you are at a point where you might be able to call someone forth.
Has speaking of which, in the coming months, has like Mordekainen like contacted us at all with the spell scroll ideas stuff he needs?
Um,
Scrolls are on the market.
he is. The spells that he would be looking for are defensive in nature. Kind of dealer's choice, just what's needed.
And how much? I guess just to keep this sort of short and simple, because I say like I've probably been making a bunch of spell scrolls as well as glyphs of warding within the mage tower itself. What like how much gold can I get like per level of scroll? Like I'm essentially delivering to him.
Go ahead and mark down that he would be willing to pay for spell scrolls at a rate of, given that it's him, you might be able to do better business with others. But for him specifically, he would go 350 gold pieces per level.
Okay, I'm comfortable with that. I can work with that. So I will calculate how many spell scrolls I can with all the defensive stuff a little bit later, as well as the glyph of warning. I'll text you all of that in Discord as soon as I can.
Okay.
All right, but for now, let's see what the Gith are doing.
They are
Probably gonna
fighting.
start up
Okay.
sparring.
There, you head over to that portion of the garrison, and there is something of a sand pit set up where folks are doing some wrestling. There's a couple who are doing training with the different heighted targets that are set up. Some practice dummies as like different sword forms and slashing patterns are being performed upon them.
Oh yeah.
One of them, you see them take a brief second, focus on their blade, and just kind of slices right, and it like goes several inches deep into the dummy, which is a bit more than usual, but might need to be replaced at some point.
I have the spell slot available. I'll do a quick fabricate on the dummies to make them like new with the miscellaneous grass around.
Okay.
And like they're all healed up.
Okay. You heal up the dummies. They have a lot more hit points.
Ever play Fable?
I have not.
All right,
It's
fair
been
enough.
a while.
Essentially, when you hit the dummies enough, like they can go, but they are also susceptible to healing spells, and it's like a really interesting combination. I think that's only in 2 though. I don't know. It's been a while. Anyway, I will continue watching.
Okay. They are all well-to-do fighters. What sort of things are you looking for?
Mostly, I want to see how Zagra is currently fighting, because we are about to go on an adventure in the next 2 weeks, and I just wanted to mark any martial prowess that has been upgraded or things that I could fill in the gaps for.
Exactly is it that you're looking for on my end?
Nothing exactly.
Because I fight well.
Yeah. That's wonderful. Wonderful. Are you, do you fight in your disguise?
Don't really have a need to here.
That's fair. That's fair. Hmm. All right. I will, like, take some notes down.
Like, if I'm out, I can fight in my disguise.
Yes, yes.
Is if that's the actual question you're asking.
Wonderful. Uh, let's see. I'm trying to think. Would anyone like to try up some personalized training? I have an idea of perhaps working on sort of debuffs, and I feel like it might be beneficial to train while being in a debuff state. It might help your uh, martial prowess to learn how to combat some of those.
Is take that offer up?
All right.
There are a couple others who would agree with you on that.
Okay. Whenever needed, I will cast slow on the next 4 combatants that are coming up because you can target up to. Oh, I can target up to 6 creatures. So if there are 2 sets of 2 people fighting or an all-out brawl between 6 people, I will cast slow on all of them. Specifically, I would actually rather cast slow on people fighting without the slow cast on them because that's the whole point.
Okay.
And then I will also looking for it, and I have it somewhere. I have it prepared.
Yes.
So once Echo lets go of the slow, it seems like everything just kind of slows down, goes into slow motion. Everyone's attacking a little bit slower. Um, there's a lot less follow up hits, so like you aren't seeing a lot of like flurry of blows, but it's much more bare knuckle brawling.
At some point, there it is. I will also cast darkness in the area that some of them are fighting. I will give a warning beforehand.
And
Another debuff coming up.
They can't see through magical darkness.
Yes.
No.
Yes. I mean, yeah, they can't see through magic. That's the point. Like, I'm trying to, while obscured, if they can still fight.
Okay.
I'm essentially trying to I'm trying to help train against because they are very martial, and any magics that they come up against like will be different to them fighting each other. Of course, there are mages within them, as you have said before, but I would also I just want to be like, okay, let's try training with some weights on essentially. We're using a mixture of blindness, slow, web. Um, Perhaps make some people invisible, some people not.
I mean, that's basically how
And
blindness and darkness work.
that's fair. Giving some advantage while others disadvantage in the next coming weeks, while trying to help train.
Okay. Initially, the people you start doing this to, they are not really good at fighting invisible foes. And are you a part of this dagger as well?
Yes.
Okay.
I shall be a part of this training.
Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Straight?
Yep.
Okay. That got stuck in the tower. Wrong. Let me just re-roll that.
Okay.
8.
8. Okay.
That seems about right.
Yeah. Um, the darkness and the invisibility spells that are going off are really throwing everyone kind of just for a loop, and so it's becoming very hard to begin to figure out positioning around them.
I will shout out at this point. Remember, when someone is invisible or obscured by darkness, their presence isn't completely disappeared. You just have to find new ways to detect where your opponent is, either by looking at the ground. Their footprints should still be marking themselves on the ground. If you have any spare debris lying around, or perhaps water, splashing it around will reveal some of the opponent.
Okay. And when you're fighting against the invisible condition, you can do that. But what do you do if you're blinded? Because then they're technically invisible and you don't have any visual cues.
You will have to more rely on your sense of hearing, as well as feel just the different pressures of wind that your opponent would make at close range.
Okay.
Granted, it's not something I have expertise with, but I have seen it done once before, or more accurately, I suppose. To myself, I say Ketch has seen it done a couple times before when he was in the traveling pack. But in any case, sorry for not bringing up this sort of training earlier. I have been quite busy.
If you continue with this sort of sense-based training, you get the sense that they will eventually start to kind of pick up on the different cues and get it.
Wonderful.
Go ahead and roll me a spellcraft. Go ahead and roll me an intelligence check, Jacob, and have that combated with an athletics or acrobatics from Zagra. That will determine how quickly this goes. So,
Okay.
yeah, Arcana versus athletics or acrobatics. That's what
Okay. Do I want high or low?
Your call. How potent are your spells?
I feel like just training. I kind of go kind of within the deep end because it's essentially mustard gas training. Like you'd rather have people experience it in training rather than immediately on a battlefield. So it's like I might as well go full force.
Okay.
Yeah. Even with that, I rolled pretty low. I got a 13.
16.
Okay. By the in kind of accord with upgrading the units that you have here, by the end of the downtime, the marshals here, the fighters, the rogues, the monks, the pugilists, you all gain tremor sense at a radius of 5 feet from you.
Ooh.
Wonderful.
So not a ton, but you know exactly where people are within one adjacent square of you, even if they're invisible.
Brilliant.
Okay.
I will also pass on those spells to the wizards of the gift camp that need them, or that can cast them, just so they can continue training like this without me.
Okay. And
then I return to my cave.
Oh no, I from here on I am going to be more active within the cave. That was just for basically I could learn the exact spell that made you into a jar.
The body swap spell.
Yes.
The classic
There's still
2000s
much to be
era
done.
magical sitcom spell.
Yeah. There is still much to be done. However, that is a good step forward, and I feel like a good next step is to actively adventure after the permanence of the spells along the garrison tape.
I still say Aunt Girl.
What was that?
I still say when we go exploring, we try on grill.
Yes, I am perfectly fine with that. I have not heard much in ways of
There's
where
a
the.
tower there we should check out.
Very well. I am all for it. Again, I haven't done much research into where the plates might be as of yet, as I have been more or less in a live the height way, you could say. All right.
Okay. So if there's a part of me that wants to be careful here. But if you feel like you're kind of done with your downtime, we can roll for the potions for the other two quarters. And then just kind of say in the background you are working on advancing all of the things that you've discussed.
Wonderful. Yes, like that
Okay,
is
sure.
yeah. Want me to do one and I'll do one?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Okay.
Awesome possum. Ooh. 17.
Okay. That is great. 3 common potions.
Also a 17.
6
yeah.
common potions total over the next 2 quarters.
Okay, so what are we thinking? We have the potions of healing, climbing, comprehension, watchful rest, or we can use those Yugoloth eyes to make the potion against Yugoloths.
Blindness to Yugoloths.
Yes, blindness to Yugoloths.
I mean, what is the likelihood
Well, if we
that
will,
we'll encounter a Yugoloth?
if we venture back into the Underdark, I'm not sure. Maybe have 1 or 2 of the 3, or of the 6.
You know, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Blind, specifically Yugoloths.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so 1 of each.
Yeah. You add 1, I'll add 1. Then.
And that would be
So there.
1 eye of a Yugoloth each potion.
Yes, we have 4.
Okay, so you still have 2.
Is this the petrified one I have?
Sorry. Gloomstalker is what I meant. I have Gloomstalker, so proof against Gloomstalker.
Lose.
Gotcha.
Not the Yugoloth eye. I was looking at the secret chest and got confused.
Okay, so you have 2 potions of proof against of blindness to Gloomstalkers there. Yes.
Yes.
Theoretically, we could make a blindness to Aboleth.
That's true.
Honestly, sounds very helpful considering what I know about Aboleths.
Mm-hmm.
Sure thing. How many eyes do we have of that?
1.
I mean, I'm perfectly down for making that potion.
Okay.
Okay, I am willing to give you my 1 fermented Aboleth eye so we can have 1 potion of blindness to Aboleth.
All right. You can keep that potion. I'll or
Okay.
whoever's in the gift crush making it, you can have it on your side. Because I'm still thinking, I think maybe some potions of healing would be good. But then watchful rest and comprehension could be invaluable at certain aspects.
What's watchful rest do again?
You can take a long rest without sleeping, essentially.
I'll take 1 of those.
Okay. We have 2 more to use. I will also take another one. So we have 1 more. What do you think? Comprehension or healing?
Go ahead and do healing.
Okay. I have 2 already. I don't know how many you have of healings.
I have 2 greater, 1 standard.
I just have 2 standard. You
Go
you
ahead,
can
take
have
the other.
you can have the potion just because I have the staff of healing, so I feel like I'm more
That's
prepared.
true.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So then, if this is going to bring the year-long downtime to an end, you would both gain the benefits of your level up.
Nice. I kind of hinted at that with the new spells.
Yeah.
The new
Level
spells
up.
is all I get this level up.
Level 11, yes? Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, boy. So yeah, we have successfully completed the permanency of private sanctum. We
Yep.
have essentially gave the castle roots, which is great. We have learned special abilities. We have the gardens all put together for both fruit, veggies, and alchemical supplies. We have now set up a firm trade route for the mineral and ore coming from the the mountain.
Mhm.
Let's see. I'm trying to think of other things we've done as a whole on the town.
It's been a very productive year.
Yes, yes. I would also like at some point to visit Sasha and ask if she has any way of locating the other parts of the disc.
When she gets within a certain range of them, she could point your way to them. She would need something to key off of, though, like an imprint or a like like a rubbing, similar to what you had shown her that immediately let her say, "It's in Ketch's tower."
Yeah, fair. Okay. That's probably no go because I don't think she would want to go with us, even if she could.
The only way for us to get a rubbing too is to actually have the thing, and that point would. At that point, there's no point.
I mean, Morden Kanan had a rubbing of one of them, but he didn't have the thing on him.
Oh, that's true. I should have got that from. Can I get that from Morning Kanan? Or actually, no. He showed me. Can I write it down?
Go ahead and do a history check.
Yeah, I'm fairly good at this. I keep rolling low today, but I still have pretty good history. 14.
I was just going to say the DC was 15.
Oh, frick. Okay, well that's fair. It has it. I have been engulfed in other arcanic studies, so it makes sense.
You get the gist of it down, but there are some details that you know are wrong.
Gotcha. Okay. With that, I would also like to ensure not everyone within the tower has a sending scroll, but that key figures, like once we leave, I want to be able to remain in contact. So
Okay.
I will essentially have, I will use some of the supplies and everything to make sending scrolls for the more stuff as well, and have like 10 that are sort of scattered within the tower itself, so people can use them in case of emergency. Essentially, in case of emergency, break glass, send message to me, Zagra, or Zace.
Okay.
Mainly me and Zagra, I think, at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You've established yourselves as kind of the de facto leaders and organizers of the garrison.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
So I will have some questions for Kara then next time, and it will then mostly just be finishing up the rest with Zace. And unless there is anything you immediately think of or come to think of that you would like to do during the remainder of the time.
No. I mean, as of everything that we had going on, Catch was essentially learning those spells, popping out the scrolls for Morgan Kanan, like during the time in the tower, making those scrolls Mordenkainen, figuring out those magics, making runes and glyphs, as well as communicating more with the echo shards.
Okay.
Why don't you, hey, could you ask the echo shards where the plate went?
I guess yeah. I would ask. I don't think anyone would know, right?
They would not know
Yeah.
because they are scattered among the different realms, to their knowledge.
Essentially, I have all the echo shards now, like all grouped together. Basically, it's like at this point, with all the echo shards, is like a small village, small scattered mind village.
That you could body snatch an entire city for with your spell.
I mean, that's fair, but again, I'm a full consciousness. A lot of them are still in shards, so we don't even know what that would do. But like during the talking to the echo shards, that's actually a fair point, I guess. Like, have they calmed down?
Yes.
Yeah.
With you making contact and identifying that they are not brains lost in space, there is something more of understanding and curiosity about the world that has happened around them.
Awesome. I would also, because I've been putting it off, because I honestly have had other things, I will also use mending, to mend that one echo shard, that's in two pieces together, for them
I was
to be.
wondering if you could do that.
Go ahead and roll me an intelligence check.
No, all right.
Actually, Arcana. It would be Arcana.
All right.
My brain has been defaulting correctly now to thinking, oh yeah, just go ahead and make a spellcraft check. And I'm like, wait, that's not in 5e. So go ahead and make an intelligence check because that's your spellcraft modifier. Oh wait, for you it would just be Arcana. And so there's 3 steps removed.
No, I feel you.
15, you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been rolling really low all night.
You would be able to slot the two of them together so that they are, those videos where they have like the super fine water cut,
Yes.
and it's just like it is basically perfect.
Mm-hmm.
You're able to get them to be that perfect together, but they do still come apart. So it's not a immediate cure-all along the seam, but it is as perfect and as close as it can get.
All right. Can I try communicating to that one while I have like essentially the parts held together?
Okay. What sorts of things do you try and communicate?
Just essentially the question: are you one again, or are you still separate from you?
We are many here, but we are able to see where we were lacking before.
Confirmation. Give the classic update again, and then I will log off of this terminal.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, I feel like just because I have a attunement slot that I can sort of be kind of wishy-washy with, of like I have the Pearl of Power and it's really nice to have that spell slot, but especially now at the end of the year without having to focus on much stuff, definitely communicating more with the crystals and just like essentially getting everyone on the same page about events that are happening.
Do you share your 2 plans as to what could... Actually, no, I think it's like 3 plans now. Do you share your plans on what might be
Yeah,
coming.
I will. I'll share and get input. Perhaps someone might have more information that could come to light.
They're intrigued by your idea of returning to the moment of the eruption. There isn't a consensus on how that would necessarily be done, but it is that is a point of genuine curiosity and intrigue. Basically, that's the best case scenario.
Yes.
There is hesitation around the you just transfer us into humanoid people and then sequester their minds into the gemstones.
Again, like these are not like things that I'm actually doing. I'm saying these are possibilities. That one's probably like the roughest one, but it is an option.
There is hesitations around that one. Just noting that that you have had to make several modifications to yourself to be properly in tune, and there's questions about like parsing as to how to parse consciousnesses into individual forms and how you would do that if you were the one facilitating it. As for building an elder brain, the consensus is they prefer to be individual instead of constrained to exclusively a collective.
Yes, I should clarify the elder brain was like sort of the catch-all of like, oh yeah, that's what that is. But essentially it is somehow getting all the shards together into like a shard, but each consciousness can project their own image outside of it.
Yeah, that you're not really winning over
Yeah.
a lot of the individualists.
No, that's fair. That's fair. Again, I simply say these are not things that will be happening. These are not things that are confirmation of, oh, that's the plan right now. I am saying that is one of the emergency possibilities if all else fails. But even if like you don't want to, I will respect that. I will not, force anyone.
Okay.
And none of these, I don't know anyone of here, right? There's no one that like I connect with and like, oh, I used to chat on the forums and see your name.
You would see some that you recognize, but not really know deeply.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough.
Yeah, deep connections are. I feel like it's safe to say you didn't have many.
Yeah, that's also fair.
As far as one other question regarding your plans and such, do you find someone to put the ring on?
I say not now, especially like everyone here is sort of, on our side. If we find like an enemy that we can communicate with, and is not like a big threat, and we are probably just going to kill anyway, then possibly. But I don't think that's something that Echo would do currently. That is one of the things like he has looked into as far as like identifying the ring and like poking and prodding at it without actively touching it.
Okay.
Ring do again?
Yeah, I mean, so after Mordenkainen came, we figured out some things with the thorns and the thorn ring. Essentially, That's why I said Rin is sort of one step ahead in the connecting to a physical body apparatus, because like we tested it out, and when we put the ring on something, essentially Aristotle no longer took my commands and was looking around confused. So essentially, the ring has a different personality in it, or connects to a different personality that sort of, you know, takes over the host.
Fascinating.
Mind flare stuff, baby.
Is it?
I mean, kind of, not exactly.
There's a lot of kind of, but not exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
This feels like a vector thing.
that's fair. That's fair. Vecna's ring. Each on Vecna's hand, there actually belongs 5 different rings.
6.
Oh, 6, yeah. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
You right, you right.
But I think that might be a good place to call it then.
All right. Heck yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you guys got your level up, plus some bonuses.
Yes.
From here on out, I will at most only gain 1 spell slot per level. Yeah.
Are you finally at the point where that's happening?
Yeah, essentially now every other level up, I will gain a spell slot of the next level, but I will never gain another spell slot of the same level I have all the way until level 18, which I can actually get 3 level 5 spells and 2 level 6 and 7. But that's going to be a long way away.
Yeah, assuming we even go that far.
Yeah.
It
I mean,
depends
Andrew
on
was
which
talking
bears
about...
you poke.
That's fair. That's fair. Power leveling, baby.
Yep.
I feel like at this point we're going to poke every single bear
That's also
that's
possible.
available to us.
Okay, well. Are there any points of clarification or anything? Or anything that else needs to be shared or anything? Because I know Jacob and I had a good bit of just questions to answer and ask. Or if
Oh yeah,
any
do you want
there,
some question answers with Andrew? I can log off. I'm right now. I just have to figure out spell scrolls and glyphs.
Nothing story related. I do have a message typed up, but you can just reply to that.
Okay.
It has to do with level up.
Level up? Okay, sure thing.
Let me just send that right now.
Thank you. Yeah, okay. Bonus action, you spend 3. Okay, so yeah, you can expend 1 exploit. Get a bonus equal to... Yeah, it would just be equal to the exploit level spent. And yes, it would work on the orbs.
Okay, because I wanted to check because I know there's a key point equivalency table.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's 1 key point is first level, 2 is second, or something like it. It's... Actually, wait, let me...
It gets a bit more complicated than that when you hit 3 to 4.
Gotcha. But yeah, no, it would just be instead of doing the up to a certain number, you can just expend an exploit alongside it, and then you just get a bonus to the attack and damage equal to that exploit. So
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. you are not bound to the up to 3 key points. It's just you smite more.
Yes.
Yep. That's a big bear.
That's an example of one of the bears we be poking.
Which bear was that?
I don't know, Vecna, I guess.
Yeah, what's he been up to?
Or I guess Ren, because we technically haven't like even seen or heard the name Vecna yet.
True.
Here, have
you,
we?
You have not gotten the name.
Yeah, that's why I've just been referring to them as like Ren's group, because they're the one of the few people we actually know of in that group.
You've heard his voice.
Gar-
That's about it. Because you were teleported away before he really did the whole big speech, and Tsubaki's dead.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we met him before that, even on the cart ride.
No,
No, that's Ren.
that was Rin.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We met Ren.
Oh,
We're talking about Vecna.
yeah.
Oh, Vecna, frick. My bad.
Tsubaki's seen him. You've heard his voice.
Gotcha. I did not hear a voice. I was unconscious.
That is true.
Is Vecna Lichy right now? I feel like that hasn't happened yet.
The whole thing about Lichdom is kind of the ascension rites.
I think he has those.
I'm gonna jump off here.
That's fair.
And if there's, yeah, I can't say anything more, so I will say see you. Bye.
Have a good one,
fair.
everybody.
Have a good one.